Hey, I wanted to introduce our language learning tool that our company has been working on called Lingua Verbum. I think people will really find this tool as a great resource for learning any language that they're trying to learn. Um, Personally, why I built this tool is um, I've been struggling to learn Dutch for a while. I previously had used Duolingo and some other tools and found that while I made some progress, I didn't advance quick enough in the language that I was trying to learn. Um, I think the problem with a lot of tools is that they focus on either some sort of gamification element or some sort of grammar focus, and this is not the proper way to learn a language. From research that I looked into about the input hypothesis and other work from Stephen Krashen, um, what we found was that for what I found was that learning a language really requires just a massive amount of input. Don't study the grammar, just get a lot of input, read texts, and what you'll discover over time is that you will start to understand more and more words, and that's really the key to learning the language. It's okay when you speak with someone and they say, and you make a small grammar mistake, you use the wrong gendered noun or situation. That stuff is very minor. What really matters for actually talking to someone, to having a conversation, is a large vocabulary to draw on. That's the real key. It's sort of like the the sort of like latent power that you have to converse with someone is the amount of words that you actually know. So what we did was we built a tool that's really focused on that element, not the grammar, not sort of some sort of repetitive gamification, but rather reading a lot of material and listening to a lot of material. Those are the two key components of our tool. Um, so the way that our tool works is if I hop in this book Rubicon here by Tom Holland, I've downloaded the Dutch cop and imported it into our tool. Um, so how our tool works is when you load in a resource. So this is where I am currently in this book. When you load in a resource, the words are color coded. So each of these words, you can see here, there's black words, there's blue words, orange and purple words. Now, those colors mean something. Blue words are words that you've never seen before and you've never clicked on to see the definition. When you click on it once, it'll pull up the definition over here and this AI assistant view, and the word will turn orange. So orange words are words that you have seen at least once before and you've clicked on. Then you can see these status bars here, and you can use them to change your familiarity with the word. So as I read and progress in this language, what I'll start to do is I'll mark them either as familiar, and that'll turn them purple, or I'll mark them as known, and that will turn it black. So as you progress in your language, you'll see when you first start out, every word will be blue because obviously you've never clicked on it before. Then as you progress, you'll notice more and more words are orange and black. And it's a really useful tool for focusing on, as you read, what's going to trip you up in the sentence. The blue words are going to trip you up because you've never seen it before. The orange words are ones that you should focus on because you have seen it before in a different context. So this should aid you in saying, okay, let me think about this word. I should hopefully remember it from a different context and use it to try and hopefully then mark it as black once you actually know it. And as you read and progress in the language, more and more will turn black. So that's the fundamental principle, and you'll be able to track, Matt, over here in your statistics page. You'll be able to see over time your known word count increase. Your known word count, the amount of words that are orange that you're learning, that will increase over time. Additionally, we have sort of these language level privacies. So this is sort of our system for determining your level in the language, and they sort of map to the CEFR language levels, but essentially, like as you mark more and more known words, you'll find yourself at a higher CEFR level. So that's the general principle of the tool. And the great part is just sort of the way that our tool is able to do this across so many different resources. So I want to just walk through different sort of content that you can import into the tool, how to do that, and what that looks like. So the first one is, like I was showing you, the ebook resource. So what's great about Lingua Verbum is that when you input an ebook across different tools, sort of like ReadLang or Link, the formatting of the ebook gets messed up. Images are removed. It just becomes harder to read, we found. So we really focus on making sure that the format looks great, like you would read a traditional ebook. So you can hop around to different sections in the table of contents. You can see that images are loaded properly. And it's really just like a simple way to make sure that you're digesting the material in a way that's, how you would read an actual book. Another thing that's really cool here is you can actually generate realistic audio as well per chapter. So I'll show you what that sounds like here for the forward section here that I generated audio for.
In januari, het 705e jaar sinds de stichting van Rome, het 49ste voor de geboorte van Christus. De zon was al lang ondergegaan achter de apen.
Now, the reason why that's so nice is because, it's nice to read a book, but an audiobook is a great sort of enhancement material. So, you read the chapter, and then as you're at the gym or doing dishes or something, listen to the chapter with a very realistic voice. So this is an AI-generated AI audio voice. So it sounds, like a speaker would, and you don't necessarily need to find the MP3 audio version of a book, which is often very difficult, especially in foreign languages. So that's one resource here. Another thing you can do is you can import podcasts directly into the tool. So if you hop into the Discover page, we have a very large podcast repository that across all sorts of languages. So I think our podcast database has something like 5 million plus podcasts. It should have everything you're looking for. But if I search in Dutch for a history podcast, you'll see that you'll see podcasts pop up that are history podcasts in Dutch, and you can click in, and then you can view whatever episode you want, read the description. You can preview it a little bit, and to import it, all you got to do is just hit this import button. It'll be imported and transcribed for you. And so this is sort of where the magic happens. So usually takes a couple minutes depending on the podcast client, but you'll see it in your importing tab here. And what's happening is we're taking the audio from the podcast, and we're using the best in class transcriber to take that audio and transcribe it as accurately as possible. So here we go. You can see that it's loaded. So I'll just click in. As you'll see that here's that AI transcription, and you just hit play here to listen to the actual audio.
New Tree Media. Parijs, de winter van 1325. Isabella, de koningin van Engeland.
Now, what you can see that's really nice is that the transcription is the tool that we're using is basically able to actually, highlight the sentence that you're reading and then underline with this dotted underline here the word that is being said. That's really nice when you're learning a language. It's kind of hard to discern exactly, what the person is saying. This enables you to really read along with the speaker. Additionally, the speakers are broken out. So if you have multiple podcast speakers, it'll say, speaker one, speaker two, speaker three, which enables you to sort of differentiate, what this person's saying, or the different speakers. I want to talk about our AI assistant here on the right. So beyond just providing a definition here, you can use our audio generation tool using realistic voice AI to generate, the sound of the word. But you can also use it to translate sentences, break down grammar, provide additional definitions, as well as just ask any question about the sentence as well, all in a sort of AI ChatGPT portal right here in the tool. So I'll show you what that looks like here with the translate sentence button. Okay, here's a simple definition of or translation of the sentence. I can elaborate a definition, simple word. I can break down the grammar. And what this will do is really deconstruct for me the sentence. So I'll use the main clause. Here's the subclause, all the specific words, and a final translation. That's really nice if you're just trying to, intro. If you're really learning the language from a beginner level, that can be very, very nice. So that's podcasts. Additionally, we have the ability to read directly on websites. So here's a Dutch newspaper, nos.no. And we have this Chrome extension here, which you can open up and open up the side panel. And what you'll see is here's the article here, and I can just hit run on this page. And now instantly inside of the page, that color coding and the ability to click on the words and get definitions pops up here. So here's the article. Here's our AI assistant with the words, translate sentence. I can mark the word as known and turns black. All that capability lives inside of the page. So what's really nice about that is that maintained formatting really helps you read these articles rather than import a text into the tool. When you read it on the page, just maintaining, the images, the font styling, it's really nice. So that's our second feature here. A third feature that we have is the ability to import YouTube videos directly. So I'll show you how that works. I go to this import content tab. And let's say I have this YouTube video. This is also from that same Dutch newspaper. They have a great YouTube page for sort of simple Dutch while talking about the news. All you have to do is you take that YouTube link and you go to YouTube video. You paste the link. We'll call this copy the title here. Paste that, and then I'll hit import. What this will do is it will take that YouTube video and it will embed it on the page in sort of one of those lesson links like I was showing you before. And it will provide a similar AI transcription of the audio. So now here's that YouTube video that I imported. So you can see up here is the actual video. And then here's that same AI transcription breaking up the speakers like we had before. So it doesn't require the YouTube transcripts, which, can be very, very, very off. We've found we use our AI transcription service to get the best in class transcriptions. So I'll show you what that looks like.
Goedemiddag, dit is het NOS-journaal in makkelijke taal. En ik ben Jeroen Overbeek. In dit journaal gaat het over Rotterdam. Daar is veel overlast door drugsverslaafden. Het gaat over de wolf die gisteren een kind beet. Jagers vinden het lastig.
So really nice, follows the speaker clearly. We'll break it out by the different speakers and with the YouTube video here, and this will automatically scroll for you so you can quickly follow along. So that's then I have another feature that we have as well, which is a nice feature for beginners we've found, is often when you're beginning a language, it's difficult to find content that matches your level. So we have this generate content ability here to help people out, especially in the beginners. So I'll show you how that looks. To generate some content for you, you just click this generate content button, and then you select the type of content that you would want. So maybe let's say a dialogue. Let's say I'm going for sort of an easy level, A1. Let's select that. And then I can select one of these pre-filtered topics, or I can write my own topic. So let's say like history of Rome. And I select the length, let's say 500 words, and let's make it slang heavy so we can get some practice. I just hit generate. And then you can see the text now appears here. And I have a simple lesson built here, a dialogue about the history of Rome that's very slang heavy and easy to interact with. This is a great thing for beginners. We found where it's difficult to find material that sort of fits your interest and matches your level. The last thing that I want to talk about is just the languages that we have included. So right now we have 60 languages about, and it varies from Arabic, Afrikaans to Chinese, Dutch, English, German, all sorts of languages here. So to check us out, go to linguaverbum.com. You can find our homepage. You can make an account. You can read about our philosophy, how the tool works. And you can see sort of some of our AI audio, and you can, when you make an account, you'll have automatically a 7-day free trial of our premium tier, which is $7 a month. We also have an additional free tier if you prefer that, and that's also a great option. So when you start, try it out. You'll try the premium tier, and then it'll automatically transition you to the free tier, or you can subscribe and maintain sort of the premium teachers. Great. So hopefully I was helpful, and hopefully you guys all find this tool useful to you. We're releasing an app on the App Store shortly, so right now it still works on mobile though as well. If you go to just linguaverbum.com on your mobile device, it'll work there as well, formatted for mobile, but we're working on a dedicated iPhone application as well, which should be out very soon. Great. Well, hopefully it was helpful, and let us know if you have any feedback on the tool or any other features you would like. Yeah.